a thriving black oasis just 15 miles from downtown Los Angeles. 80% black residents were homeowners, building intergenerational wealth against the odds. It was a hub of black-owned businesses, churches, and cultural institutions. It stood as a symbol of black resilience and economic independence. Then, in a matter of hours, it was gone. The fire tore through homes, swallowed businesses, and left behind a painful void. But was it just an unstoppable act of nature, or was negligence involved? Did officials ignore early warning signs? Were the response efforts delayed or insufficient? What role, if any, did corporate or government failures play? Survivors are demanding answers. Don't miss our KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall. The Eden Altadena Fire, 100 days and counting. On Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center, 1081 North Fair Oaks in Pasadena. Join Dominic DePrima, Nee Cordelai Corte, James Farr, Tavis Smiley, and a panel of survivors, community leaders, and experts as we commemorate Day 100 since the wildfires flared up. And we discuss where we go from here. It's KBLA's Eden Altadena Fire, 100 days and counting Town Hall. Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center in Pasadena. Light refreshments to follow. Admission is free, but sign-up is required at our KBLA1580.com website. This is a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Here's 4 signs you might be self-sabotaging. Number 1, delaying or avoiding the stuff that matters to you because you're choosing comfort over the stress of responsibility. And number 2, making promises to yourself with the best of intentions and then repeatedly breaking them. Number 3, refusing to accept help that's available to you even when you know you'd benefit from it. And number 4, justifying it all to yourself by saying, I never wanted those things anyway, even when you know deep down that's not true.
I mean, generational curses are like psychological pollution. The next generation, you're going to see signs of it. As long, right? It's going to show itself. I'm sorry. I know people don't want to hear it put that way, but that's what it is. And somebody asked me when I'm talking about CRISPRs and genes, CRISPR, and say, what is CRISPR? It's a technology that can be used to edit genes. That's what it's called. CRISPR is spelled C-R-I-S-P-R. That's what CRISPR is. So when you hear that in some of my questions, you'll understand why it's there and what it means, okay? All right, let's keep it pushing. We got to get Queen Atala back in here to get her final thought on today's topic because she's cooking with the rarest grease. And yo, just give us your final thought and summation of this whole topic.
Oh, Lord, a summation? What? A summation of the whole topic? Why I got to get the homework on air? Huh?
It's all good. I have high expectations of you. You're my niece, so come on.
I know. So in summation, I want to end with the comment that Nikki just made because it is so fire. So she says, let me find it. What if the mirror, hold on, where is it? What if the mirror is showing both the rib and the rival? Is that not fire or what?
It is.
It's showing both the rib and the rival. That's inner conflict.
Yeah, but that's what
double-mindedness.
That's what I said earlier in the show when I said you are that. right?
Mm-hmm.
But many people are looking for an external savior instead of an
Mm-hmm.
internal one, all right? It's easier to be saved externally than it is to be saved internally. Go ahead, finish.
Right. Thus, so if you're asking the question, are you my rib or my rival? Why are you asking them when you could just look at you?
You know if
Just
you
saying.
yourself
I'm
are
just
your
saying.
biggest rival.
Hello. Hello. If you, it's a self how do I say? It's a prophecy of sorts, a relationship prophecy of sorts. It's a full circle moment that you end up having, not with them, but with you. So yeah, that's it. Bye.
Hey, guess what you just did though?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. Listen, Houstonians, if you guys want to call in, Texans or Dallas, what is it, Fort Worthians? Dallas, call in. And wherever you are in Texas, call us. Call us in Tennessee. Call us all over the place. I want to hear from y'all. Get on your phone lines. And, of course, I'm in Los Angeles. Where L.A.? Where Grand Prairie, Texas? Is that what you... Where Inglewood? Where Carson? Huh? Where's Hawthorne? Where Watts at? Come on, 1-800-920-1580. Where's Altadena? Huh? Where Altadena at? Where Pasadena? Y'all get in here, 1-800-920-1580. You know what it is. We got another caller on the line. I'm definitely going to keep rolling through them. John, Mountain View, Hawaii. Your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Greetings and blessings, chat. Mr. Zoe.
Yes.
Another one. Okay. Wow. But to speak of that inner conflict,
yeah,
let me take y'all on a journey. I myself am going through that very same thing. My daughter, my heroes, the ones that I love, unfortunately, are going through situations that they choose when married to others. I'm a soul that wants to be that rock for a lot of people, including that soul. But I'm also conflicted because the love I have for her husband, not only would it be hard to go and visit these souls, the one that came from my loins that I truly love and show all the time, yet you're divorcing the one I also love because he's my first son, the one I've never had.
Wow.
In addition, if I bring any of this conflict between myself and these two individuals, I also got to look at the other generation, my grandson. This is my inner conflict because I know all the Negroes I bring to the
party. Well, let me just say this. This is a time to be neutral or to just favor the grandchildren, because when you're dealing with two adults, you can't choose in that situation, right? Now, some would argue choose your daughter, but like you said, here are the reasons for why this is my first son. This is my son-in-law, but this is the son I've never had. So again, your baby girl is always going to be your baby girl, and she's going to expect you to lean her way, of course. But I think it's best to be neutral in this situation while still being supportive, right? Oftentimes people think neutral is equivalent to detachment, but really neutral is equivalent to non-attachment. You're not attached to an outcome, but you are present, right? So you might want to go the way of non-attachment to be present to both of them as they're navigating this very difficult, landscape here. Divorce is hard, and divorce affects the two people involved, of course, but it really affects children, especially if they're cognizant and self-aware enough to be like, whoa, dad is not here anymore, or mom is, whatever the situation or circumstances is, children really take it hard. So neutral with them and get your picture out with the grandchild and pour into the grandchild. Does that make sense?
All of it makes sense, but there's a demonstration that has been demonstrated to me by way of the divorce of my in-laws that showed me a way to not just also and this is the game, this is the dance. It's double dutch. Mm-hmm. Because unfortunately in neutral confines you can be what you want to be. And that can help out for that particular situation. Mm-hmm. But just like you said, pour into the grandson, what about the time frames where both of these children need to be poured into?
Sometimes you got to stand in the gap as granddaddy. I've stood in the gap. My granddaughter is going on 7. I get that phone call. Hey, we need you. There's some counseling need to happen. You got to go cancel a whole family. Okay, let me get in the car and drive 400 miles. Do you understand what there have been times. So sometimes you just got to stand in the gap when you can.
We understand all of this because I'm prepared at all times.
I ain't questioning your preparedness now. Come on.
I'm prepared to part an ocean for somebody in an emergency.
Right. But when you do that, that's part of provision. That's part of protection. So you're providing for the grandchild. You're going to be there on call. You're going to take some weight off of the parents for a moment. That's protection and provision. Assisting in a smooth transition as they navigate divorce. Man, is that not the epitome of protection and provision being, coming down from granddaddy, Pawpaw?
Well, the name is Opa, but go ahead, sir. Yes.
They call me Papa. Now, what they call you?
They call me Opa. And
Opa!
Hey! Grand. It's Swahili.
Hey, I love it. Opa, let's get it. Opa, boy. Don't make me start calling you Opa. Oh, we already. Ah! Hey, we got Opa from Hawaii. You better believe it. Opa up in here cooking. Granddaddy sauce. Opa up in. No, it's all good. I ain't gonna do that because I don't want you calling me Papa. That's what my grandbaby calls. So I get it, bruh. I get it. But Opa is cold. That's a cold granddaddy name. Hey, let's holler at Opa. Get some bread. Opa, you got. Hey, man, guess what you just did, man, with wisdom. I love that, man. Guess what you just did?
Mountain View's in the house. Blessings to all. Love you too, big bro.
Yes, sir. Listen, that was Mountain View, Hawaii in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building and talk about this nuanced conversation, please join me. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. That's 1-800-920-1580. I'm going to give you a couple of tenets that I put together. 10 tenets of the rib or rival dynamic in intimate relationships, a neuro-spiritual framework for relational warfare or communion. Number 1. Listen, y'all know what you've heard this before. You've heard it framed this way or a different way by Dr. David R. Hawkins when he talks about slight collecting. Dr. David R. Hawkins, of course, wrote the book Power versus Force, Quantum Psychology, and many, 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 many others. Right? No, not quantum psychology. Power versus Force and letting go, the art of surrender or the way of surrender. Number one, right? This is how you can tell, or this is how you can cultivate either a rib or a rival. Neural ledger keeping, rib example. Equitably share emotional labor, activating mutual empathy pathways. And they're using the brain here, anterior cingulate cortex and all of that. But this is how you get to empathy, by sharing the emotional labor. Here's the rival example. Track contributions via mental spreadsheets, lighting up prefrontal cortex reward zones like a day trader. See, you don't want to be transactional in a relationship when you're giving, when you're sharing. There shouldn't be a ledger, a tally of what was done. There shouldn't be comparison. Oftentimes, we compare the consideration level. Somebody, I can tell you didn't consider me. You bought me a gift that you could have given to anyone. Don't you hate those gifts? Don't you hate those kind of gifts? Like, this is a nondescript gift. You know my favorite team is the 49ers. You get me a hoodie with just a football on it. It don't say NFL. It don't say, you didn't even think about it. But that leads, right, to the scorekeeping. Do you see? Scorekeeping is no place for for intimate relationships and the cultivation of intimacy. It's no place, right? So which one are you? Are you a rival or are you a rib? Right? fMRI, we're talking about literal MRIs, right? fMRI shows tit-for-tat partners exhibit stratial activation akin to stock market gamblers, conmen. Oh my God, this is not good. The brain is lighting up like ding, 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 ding. We can't, the tit for tat will never be good in a relationship. These are equity people. People are looking at, you did this, so I'm going to do this. You said that, I'm going to say this. I'm going to get my neural ledger keeping, rib example and rival example. When we come forward, the voice of reason, I'm going to give you a couple of more examples of the difference between a rib and a rival. Listen, we cooking.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free. with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-511-2112. That's 800-511-2112. 800-511-2112.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, you pronounce my name? Molly. Any questions? I bring many blessings with my man High Tech, and he from the Natty. We make the sky crack, feel the fly trap. Get your hands up like a hijack, fists in the air for Molly. Keep them there like natural mystic, or smoke when the spliff's lit. It's a revolutionary Molly. They ask me what I'm writing for. I'm writing to show you what we fighting for. Say Talib and Talib. If it's hard, try spelling it phonetically. If not, then just let it be like Nina Simone. You probably don't listen, B. Even when we suffer losses, I count the victory. Sometimes it's far in between. I'm sad to say you got my brain crowded like sunset on a Saturday. I know my son wept cause his dad's away. Stop crying, be strong for your mama is what I had to say to my little man named Amani. Start the party, my crew hot, feel these two shots like...
Narcissists don't think that way. Instead, their approach to compromise is built upon a manipulative, opportunistic mindset. They're schemers, and they're trying to figure out, what do I have to do to get whatever it is I want? And if I have to compromise my standards, okay, I'm willing to do that. So it's that form of compromise that I'm wanting us to look at here. Now, let's put this in a perspective and ask, when narcissists are engaging with you, or for that matter, anyone else, exactly what are they trying to accomplish? Well, quite a few things, actually, but among those, they're wanting to gain power. They're wanting to have control. They want to have influence. And so they're trying to figure out, what does it take for me to be in the power position, to be in the control position? What do I have to say? Who do I have to meet? Who do I have to buddy up with? And I'm willing to do that. And so they want to be in that favored position. In addition, as narcissists engage with you, they have a very self-serving agenda. They're very agenda-driven, and it's basically all about trying to satisfy their attitudes of entitlement. That's part of the defining feature of narcissism. In addition, as they engage with you, they want admiration, they want adoration, they want the position of honor. So it's like, well, whatever maneuvering I have to do to get to that, I'm willing to do that. They are masters at social posturing, so they're very image driven, and so they want to do whatever they have to do to create the right image, even if it's not consistent with who they are. They want you to think that they stand for a certain image that will get them somewhere in their mind good or desirable. In addition, They also have certain cravings that they keep hidden that they want to maintain, and so they give the impression that they're cleaner or more virtuous than you might think. For example, these may be people that have hidden addictions, or they have certain behaviors that they don't want to have any accountability for. And so they're willing to compromise how they engage with people so that they can maintain those hidden kinds of things. It's rather nefarious, and it's very sneaky the way that they deal with things. But basically, narcissists are quite fluid with respect to whatever it is they stand for. In their mind, they're not thinking in terms of hard standards, correct or incorrect. They're thinking, what can I get away with? What do I have to do to get whatever it is that I want?
He just described somebody's rival. Somebody's rival just got exposed. Dr. C is always cooking. He's on YouTube. Check him out. He just described somebody's rival. But please understand this about narcissists. They have a favorite food when it comes to relationship. They have an appetite for a certain type of person that they like to consume their supply from. It's codependence. SLDD, according to Ross Rosenberg, that's his definition. Self-love deficient. Do you understand? Self-love deficient are going to fawn over this manufactured confidence that the narcissist exudes. Remember, at the core of the narcissist is the shame wound. Shame is the lowest vibration on Dr. David R. Hawking's consciousness grid. It starts at shame. So at the lowest level of consciousness is a narcissist. Do you see? According to his consciousness grid, which goes all the way up to enlightenment. From narcissism to enlightenment. Wow. So it's very interesting listening to Dr. C break this down. And listen, we're not here to pathologize and make particular disorders or personality traits bad or evil. What we're simply saying is you can't get caught up in the image. That's how we started the show an hour and 30 minutes ago. The image that Krishnamurti started the show off. We have an image. Oh, she's my rib. No, she's wearing a rib tip mask. Oh, he's my rock. No, that is a studio prop. That's not no real rock. That's a stonewashed blanket that looks like a rock. That's not a rock. Quantum entanglement or entrapment. I'm going to give you a rib example, and I'm going to give you a rival example. But please understand and don't get it confused. You get the rib when you heal internally, when you get on that journey, when you start getting neutral internally, like the stuff you press down and don't want to deal. When you start working on that, that's when the rib starts finding you attractive. Otherwise, you're going to attract your work in her, and she's going to attract her work in you, and vice versa for men and women. It goes vice versa. If a woman is looking for a man, she's going to attract her work in him, and he's going to attract his work in her. When we come forward, the voice of reason shall continue this bond burner.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Wall Street is closing sharply lower after President Trump announced new global tariffs. The S&P 500 dropped 5%, its worst day since 2022, as a 10% tariff takes effect Saturday. The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all saw major losses. The University of Michigan Alumni Association will fund scholarships for more than 300 underrepresented students after the Lead Scholars Program was cut due to Trump-era guidance targeting DEI efforts. Rapper Young Thug's probation is at risk after prosecutors claim he posted a photo of a DA investigator. They've asked the judge to revoke it. He denies any threats, saying he's a good person. And Black Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott is announcing the spring cleanup and day of service for Saturday, April 26th. Residents and groups are encouraged to register to help beautify neighborhoods. Volunteers can receive free trash bags to support the effort. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The pandas are back at the San Diego Zoo. Meet Singbao and Yunchuan at Panda Ridge as you become immersed in their natural surroundings. Your visit to the San Diego Zoo helps protect pandas and the bamboo forest they depend on. See pandas for the first time so we can see them for generations to come.
Before the fire, Altadena was a real-life Wakanda. A thriving black oasis just 15 miles from downtown Los Angeles. 80% black residents were homeowners, building intergenerational wealth against the odds. It was a hub of black-owned businesses, churches, and cultural institutions. It stood as a symbol of black resilience and economic independence. Then, in a matter of hours, it was gone. The fire tore through homes, swallowed businesses, and left behind a painful void. But was it just an unstoppable act of nature, or was negligence involved? Did officials ignore early warning signs? Were the response efforts delayed or insufficient? What role, if any, did corporate or government failures play? Survivors are demanding answers. Don't miss our KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall. The Eden Altadena Fire, 100 days and counting, on Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center, 1081 North Fair Oaks in Pasadena. Join Dominic DePrima, Nee Cordelai Corte, James Farr, Tavis Smiley, and a panel of survivors, community leaders, and experts as we commemorate Day 100 since the wildfires flared up, and we discuss where we go from here. It's KBLA's Eden Altadena Fire, 100 days and counting Town Hall, Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center in Pasadena. Light refreshments to follow. Admission is free, but sign-up is required at our KBLA1580.com website. This is a community call to action, brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
At Providence, health equity is the foundation of our community health initiatives, ensuring care reaches those who need it most. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in America. African Americans face a higher risk of life-threatening issues like hypertension, the number one cause of stroke. 55% of black adults have high blood pressure. The good news is 80% of heart disease is preventable with healthy lifestyle changes and patient-centered care provided by the Providence Heart and Vascular Institute. From routine screenings to advanced procedures, Providence provides comprehensive care for the heart conditions that overly impact our community by ensuring patients receive treatments tailored to their needs. Let's stop the trend of being 30% more likely to die from heart-related problems. Take charge of your heart health with world-class cardiologists who deliver the compassionate care you deserve. Visit providence.org/SoCalHeart. That's providence.org/SoCalHeart to request an appointment.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
It's me, Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash. I see those dry elbows, baby. But don't worry, get moisturized right in the shower. So hydrated you can skip the lotion after.
Don't wanna
see it trying to wash. Skin so moisturized with body wash.
Look at you now. No more dry skin. Your skin gets the moisture it craves with
Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I never knew a la like this. Gotta be something for me to write this. Queen, I ain't seen you in a minute. Wrote this letter and finally decided to send it. Signed, sealed, delivered for us to grow together. Love has no limit, let's spin it slow forever. I know your heart is weathered by what studs did to you. I ain't gon' salt them cause I probably did it too. Because of you feelings I handle with care. Some recognize your life but they can handle the glare. You know I ain't the type to walk around with matching shirts. A relationship is effort, I will match your work. I wanna be the one to make you happiest and hurt you the most. They say the end is near, it's important that we close to the most high. Regardless of what happened on him, let's rely.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another video. So in this week's video, I want to talk about selfish people. Chances are we all know this person, and chances are we actually can't escape this person. So we're going to talk about why people are selfish and how we can learn to engage with them or interact with them or deal with them or handle ourselves when we're around them, because this type of personality, whether it's someone who's narcissistic or not even someone who has MPD, there are just people that are just self-absorbed. It is always about themselves. So I'm not talking about the people that have a healthy sense of self and like to put themselves first, meaning doing things that fill up my own cup, that I'm making sure that I'm taking care of me. So I'm not talking about the healthy, real sense of self and the really healthy ability to put my own self first. I'm talking about complete and utter selfishness. So let's get into, first off, the difference between the two. So a healthy person, of course, is going to put themselves first in a lot of aspects. They're going to take care of themselves, they're going to fill up their own cup, and they're going to have a really great balance between, I need to put me first in this situation and take care of myself, but then I also have the ability to balance me with you. So there are going to be times where I absolutely have to put me first, and then there are going to be times where I can absolutely put you first. So they know the balance between the two. Someone who is selfish really doesn't have that balance. It is always about their needs, their wants, their concerns, how to fill themselves up first. They're not able to really give.
Listen, I can fix this. I mean, psychology has to start experimenting with E-prime. Because I understand the concept. The core concept is, what she just said, I'm going to reframe it. Going into a relationship with another person, you have to understand that there are I am moments and we are moments. And it vacillates from I am to we are. And we give each other grace to have our I am time versus the we are time. So I am, we are. As opposed to I got to put myself first. Like the languaging is off. It's offensive. It's almost like using I statements when we're arguing. I got to put it is an I statement. I got to put myself first. Do you see? Selfishness. We have to uproot it. Oh, well, there's healthy selfishness. No. Listen, we have to change the vibration of how we speak. In every relationship, there's closeness and there's distance. And you have to be able to make adjustments when you're up close. Oftentimes, most people can't make adjustments unless they have a bird's eye view. That's like, oh, I need time. Life is moving. Those are the people that, something happened and be like, gosh, I just had a conversation with him yesterday. I didn't say what I needed to say because I think I have time. That's one of them classic quotes from Kobe Bryant when he says, our problem is we think we have time. So I'm going to get to this caller, but before I do, well, no, I'm going to get to this second tenet of rib or rival example. We got Tanya from Vallejo, the Bay Area, Vallejo. Ooh, come on. What up, Bay Area?
Hey, Zoe. Hi.
Come on. We got to rep you right. Where's that Too Short instrumental? Where that E40 instrumental? Come on. Tell them when to go. We got to get you right. You from Vallejo. Yeah.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you, Zoe.
I love Vallejo.
I love your topic.
Come on.
We're so rooted. We're so rooted.
Come on. Let's go. Come on.
Hey.
Yeah, Tanya. Yeah, tell them when to go.
My daughter think I'm at the club.
So what are your thoughts tonight on tonight's topic? What are your thoughts?
I like the topic. And I noticed that we mentioning narcissists and codependence, and it's a huge, unfortunately, it's a bad trail. And I just want to use a little portion of my life as an example, just really quick.
Sure.
So my mother is a narcissist, and my father was a professional baseball player. I watched my mother manipulate my father with me and my brother, with his children, and he ripped his contract up to take care of me and my brother. At the end of the day, my mother left. She was probably going to do that anyway. But a narcissist will take you from your goal. They would take what they can from you, and they will leave everything. So I watched my mother walk away, once my father ripped up his professional baseball contract and took care of, and basically was supposed to take care of her. She walked away from all three of us. So my father ended up getting us, one part is when you deal with a narcissist, and this was my first exposure, was my own mother. But my father made sure that he found us a black therapist.
Come on, Daddy.
That knew.
Come on.
That knew about it. And to go to therapy in the 80s was huge. A lot of black people didn't even go to the hospital, let alone go to a therapist. So it's very important for us to go to therapy to know that there was nothing wrong with us. We were not, we were wounded, but we were not damaged goods.
Right.
It's that moment, that act of love amongst with others that my father did. He was my nurturer.
He
to
was
get
the
that
rib.
therapy, he was. To see that, and I'm gonna move the needle because from my mother to maybe a couple of boyfriends, but even co-workers, directors, people that I work with, people that were in higher positions. They are very narcissistic too. They're very controlling, but and they like to get those type of jobs so they can control people. But I believe that if it wasn't for the nurturing of my father and him loving us enough to pay for that therapy, I don't think that I would have been able to make boundaries with directors in professional moments, with other family members, and with boyfriends.
No, of course. Yes, of course.
And it is so, and I believe that saved me from being a codependent. I needed God.
Yes.
But I also needed that therapy at a young age when the wound was inflicted.
And what age did your father put you guys into therapy? And was it a black therapist, white therapist? What was their spiritual background? Like, come talk to us, share, because
we were minors. We were minors. I was 10. My brother was 11, and my father specifically wanted us to have a black therapist, and it was a female black therapist. So, and it was, I believe we were in therapy for maybe 3 to 5 months.
Okay.
In San Francisco. This is when we stayed in San Francisco, California. But it was I would tell you that it opened up so much about, I don't even think they called it narcissism back then. I think they called it bipolar.
It was something
like
else. Yeah, it was classified as something else.
Yeah.
Right. But
when now that I see it, it's sad. It's everywhere. And if people don't know how to be prepared for it, how to deal with it, how to set their boundaries. I mean, it's even in school. It's
everywhere. It's ubiquitous.
It's at school.
But can I ask a question? Is your mother still alive? Do you still have a
Yes.
relationship with her?
No.
Because they say narcissism is something that can't be cured. And my other question was she clinically diagnosed, or you guys just assumed she was narcissistic? What was the process for her?
My mother's process is unknown to me. Her and my brother are close. Her and my son are close.
Okay.
She is not close to me, my daughter, which is her granddaughter, her sisters. But because she is my mother, I chose to move 4 blocks up the street from my mother because we won't speak. But if something happens to my mother, I always want to be there.
You on deck, right? Right.
Yeah. But I know my brother will, if I ask my brother, so how is mommy? Like, see, my brother is he's an enabler. He enables her. Wow. So I will say, how's mommy? And he'll tell me my mother's fine. He's been saying the same line for probably 40 years. And I'm thinking, mommy is old. She can't be that fine. Like, something is not right about this. So I chose, though, to go ring my mother's doorbell so I could see how my mother was doing, so I could see how fine she was. She opened up the door. She was not fine. It looked like something was, like she was consumed by something. My mother is black. You know, I'm black for those on the radio. I'm brown. My mother is brown. But my mother looked like something was inside of, like her skin was dark from the inside out. Her haircut was cute and everything like that, but she did not look like the mother that I had saw in the 80s at all.
Wow. And what did she say to you when she saw you?
She was
she kind?
They're very phony. She was, because she had
very
seen me.
phony. Come on, you telling the truth? I'm not mad at you telling the truth. Go ahead, finish.
She was very phony, very fake. She probably needed somebody to just acknowledge her existence, especially me.
Tanya, stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Don't go, because you're on complete fire. We are so in love with Vallejo, California right now. Tanya from Vallejo is up in here cooking with the rarest grease. When we come forward, we're going to get the rest of her story.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
I joined the military for my kid and his mom. I miss my son a lot. One of the things with the military is tobacco, but that's how a lot of people try to deal with mental issues. Everyone's vaping constantly. After my first hit of a vape, I was hooked like that. Once I got back home from my deployment, I caught my son trying to hit my vape. That was it. I had to quit.
Isaiah started vaping to try to deal with stress and quit because of his son. Learn how he and other Californians are rising above big tobacco at undo.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, your sports connection here at KBLA Talk 1580. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough every Saturday night at 7 for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We take you beyond the scores and press conferences. We give you our point of view, the way black folks see what's going down. You can join the conversation and give us your analysis at 1-800-920-1580. Out of Bounds every Saturday night at 7 on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You like the style, though.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So next time when you find the present moment not pleasant, don't think that running away from it is the best way. No, it may be a chance. So stay in that moment, look deeply into the nature of your suffering. If you know how to practice mindful breathing or mindful walking, generating the energy of mindfulness, and then that energy of mindfulness generated by the practice help you to be strong enough to recognize, encounter the pain, and embrace it tenderly.
Embrace the pain. What is he saying? Be rooted in yourself in that moment. I love it. Thich Nhat Hanh teaching all of the things. Mindfulness is now being integrated into psychology. Clinical work. It started in the spiritual realm. Now it's, matriculating into the clinical realm. We've got Tanya from Vallejo on, and she is really just breaking down some hot lava right now. And number one, let me just say the courage, the transparency, the honesty, it takes strength to be able to talk about what you've been through and how you're dealing with it. Like, if I've ever seen it before, you are it, which is loving someone from afar. You say, I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to leave her, but I can't deal with her, but I'm not going to leave her. Do you understand? And that's what I'm getting from you. And I can sense the size of your heart right now. Not only for your dad, but also for your mother, despite your mother. If that makes any sense.
Right. It does. It does. And when I went to see her, one of the lessons from my father, whenever you go see somebody that you feel doesn't like you, or if you don't, even if you don't know that you're a true enemy, never go alone, and never turn your engine off.
Ooh.
So when I went to see my mother, I used that same advice. My best friend was in the car with the motor running. I'll say, girl, if I'm not out here in 5 minutes, go to the police. Because, and my best friend knows a lot about the interaction with my family, with my mother. So one of the most important things that I got from that visit with my mother was when I said she was phony, she was phony because this was someone that wanted to destroy her own family. So when I rang her doorbell, yeah, she was like, "Hey, hi," because they were evil. I'll just say they're expecting you to be broken down and gone, busted and disgusted.
Right.
That's where they
that bigs
that
them up.
left
Yeah,
you.
that bigs them up, makes them feel like, yeah, see what I did by leaving you. Yeah,
yeah.
I totally understand.
They want to leave you there. So when you when you're still thriving and kicking and you're still in progress, that right there is a surprise to them. That knocks them off their feet. They have no choice.
Right.
Because they're not prepared to see you thriving.
Right.
They're not prepared to see you surviving. So I went in, talked to her, see how she was looking. She ain't looking fine, but all right. My homegirl out there with the car running. So, okay, all right. I'm up the street. Here's my phone number in case you need anything. And that right there was everything that I needed to see about that. So my mother wasn't diagnosed with it, but I saw it.
You saw it in her.
I saw it in full. Like I saw older narcissists. Let me just say that. I saw it I was like, wow, this is what they look like. Now my mother has lost probably 3 husbands. There's a lot of death attached to narcissists because they kill and destroy.
Suck you
My mother
dry.
has been through 3 husbands, and she's still walking the earth. And these were good men. And she still has a pulse.
It's gonna hit you.
So
it's gonna hit you
believe
different. It's gonna hit you different when she go though. You know that, right?
I believe that when my mother transitions, I truly believe that I've already accepted that part. Longer when my mother walked away from us when we were 8 years old, I believe that death, it's like her death won't impact me like it did my father. It won't impact me like I was an adopted child and my biological parent passed. It won't impact me like that. What I know what will happen is when she does leave, she'll leave one last spit.
Wow.
She'll leave one last spit, and it won't be towards me.
But somebody go get it.
I truly believe her enabler, the enablers are going to see the real raw dog that she is.
Wow. Listen, Tanya, this is what you got to do for me. You got to call in more often, child. I didn't know you was cooking. I didn't know you was cooking like Emerald Lagasse, Bobby Flay up in here. You cooking.
I'm going to call in once a week, though. I will.
I appreciate you. You brought Vallejo, California in the building. What an amazing call. Listen, it's the end of the show. But guess what? I'll be back next week with a whole new slew of slappers, the VOR. I started it. It's up to you to finish it. Deuces.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News.